Shalom, 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 shalom. Call her loud, make them smile. Yabashim Yabashab Bashim Rakakadash. Hey man, another day in Babylon. Hey man, talk about this Iran thing, touch on this. And people think shit's sweet. They think shit don't stink because it's so far from them, and they little bubble, especially Jake, and that they live, it's like how these things affecting them. But even like the fuck was like 9-10 days since the war kicked off, because this is the introduction of World War III. It's going to peak up and it's going to have its phases or whatever. But hey man, America has officially attacked Iran. And Iran, of course, they banging back. But what these people don't know, the Straits of Hormuz is responsible for 1/5 of the world's oil supply. And countries around it, which is enough to affect the world globally. Now, gas, not just oil, natural gas too. So now gas here in Maryland had jumped. It was $2.60. And now it's like fucking $3.40. Yeah, from I'm rounding shit off. I saw like $3.44, so $2.60 to $3.40. So that's like 80 cents. And every place is different, and that's just regular. Diesel is a different story. And with gas prices going up, that should affect everything. So the supermarkets, the trucks, bringing in these supplies that's, imported over from other countries. They got to get these supplies, these foods. So food is already high as it is. But with these trucks coming in, they got to pay more. And summertime not even here yet. That's what motherfuckers don't know. You peons out there. So gas always goes up in the summer period. It's just been like that. It always jump. But this shit going up, it only been not even 2 weeks. Like 10 days or some shit, 11 days. And it jumped. I'm gassing up all the time, so I'll see these things. It jumped literally like from $2.60 to like $3.40. So, and depending on how things take off and escalate, then summertime coming, the normal jump, you can have a $5, and I'm being conservative. You can have a $5-6 gas price by like June. And these people gonna be hurting out here, because like even if you got a car, let's say, because that's double. From like $2.50 to like $5.50, $6, that's double the price. So let's say you spending $100. I'm being conservative. $100 a week on gas. And most people don't spend that. See, you got these broke millionaires out here with these Hellcats and these fucking Audis and BMWs and these big ass Suburbans. So they ain't spending no $100 a week. They probably spending $152. Then some of these vehicles take premium only. You know what I mean? So premium like $4 and some change. Up there with diesel. So whatever you were spending on gas, you're going to double that. So like your gas, just being nice, your gas $100 a week is 4 weeks in a month. You're spending $400 a month on gas. So gas prices up, you got to double that. You spending $800 just to go the same distances you've been going. You dumping $800 on gas. A lot of motherfuckers, depend on where you live, $800, shit, that's and more in the southern states, with another 100 or two added to that shit, that's rent for a 1 bedroom. Up top, Jersey, New York, you ain't getting that for that. 1 bedroom, like 15, maybe 2 stacks. But like in the more southern states, depending on the area and shit, you get a 1 bedroom for $1,000. So you basically spending rent money on gas. And that's that pinch coming down. It's funny, a fucking a Dodge Charger just drove past. Ain't no Hellcat, but it's like an RT version or whatever. And with those damn things, with the horsepower, because it's always horsepower versus gas. And they ain't like I'm hating or something like that on people with these vehicles or whatever. But it's just like niggas don't know economics. And they deal with instant gratification like they father Esau when he sold his birthright. So when food gonna jump up, because the truckers, they gonna be like, yo, it's costing us more money to get this food to y'all. Like, we gotta charge the supermarkets more for this food. So you could fill up your house, the kids or whatever, you got kids or whatever, with like maybe 500, and that lasts 2-3 weeks. But that same amount of shit you get, you might spend $620, and you like, yo, I normally able to get, and the people don't pay attention to price. See, Eve is so fucked up. Eve don't know about pricing, smart shopping, none of that. They just pick something up and scan it. People starting to look at shit now. Hey, I go in the supermarket now, people looking at prices like they examine it, they picking up this pack, putting it down, picking up this pack, putting it down, looking at this pack, putting it down. And a lot of meat up there, it's funny, a lot of meat up there on these shelves in a supermarket. It's fucking going bad. And it's like, people can't afford to buy the shit, you know? A salmon steak or a short rib, a T-bone, and these different meat sections where you'll get like, you know, the wings and the Tyson chicken and shit like that. People can't afford to buy that shit. So a lot of times they bleach that shit and repackage it. Or what they'll do is they will season it. And when they season the meat and repackage it and put it up there, now they hoping you dumb enough to think, oh, it's seasoned already, it tastes good. No, motherfucker, they season that shit to hide the coloring of the meat. Because once they put that pepper and curry and shit up there, you don't know that shit is brown and fucking turning gray and shit. But these, you know, and they drop the price. So they'll have a steak, they'll have some lamb up there, right? Freshly cut or whatever, they throw it up there. $15 for like 3 or 4 lamb chops. Nobody buys the shit. So instead of it going bad, they take it out of the packet, they'll season it with some, I don't know, lemon pepper, black pepper, and they'll cover it up with that, and they'll repackage it. Now you can't see that this meat is fucked up and bad. They'll repackage it, and the dummy would think, oh, well, I ain't got to, because people are lazy, especially Americans, lazy as fuck. So their mentality is, well, I ain't got to waste my seasoning. I ain't got to cook, especially the nigga woman. I ain't got to cook and waste my seasonings. I could just pick up this meat, you know what I mean? Just throw it in there, and it's just done. But little do you know, that shit is fucking bad. They put preservatives in it to try to preserve it because they still got to make their money. So they'll drop the price. So instead of $15 for 3 or 4 lamb chops, they'll bring it down. They'll be like, all right, you could get it for $9.99 now. And you think you getting a deal, oh, $9.99, you know what I mean? And you jump on it, but that shit is it's bad because it's like, listen, we gotta drop the prices to convince people they getting a deal to sell it before it go all the way bad. And we can't sell this shit now. We just chop it up as dog food and package it out on some shit. Put it in the dog food or some shit. Like that. And so the pensions is going to come. So the Ubers and the Lyfts, they going to go up. Because people going to be like, or if you ain't going to ride, if you're not going a distance that's really worth taking your ass, like, to that distance, people gonna be like, yo, I'm not driving that far, you know? I'm not going, you know, for that amount of money. Because Uber and Lyft already take like 40-50% of the ride from what they charge them. So the driver's gonna be like, man, fuck that. I'm not taking, they're gonna start canceling a lot of rides. Then Uber themselves are going to be like, yo, we got to go up on these fares, Lyft, these rideshare, DoorDash and all that shit. We got to go up on these fares because, like, gas is high. So people don't know, like, this war, these resources, it affect everything. You know what I mean? But, you know, with war, people get rich, too. You know what I mean? Like, people get rich during the war, and people get more poor. What do you say? It's the best time to buy when blood is in the street. You know? So these resources, gold and silver and all that different shit, kind of jump and go up. You know, because they use these things for their different weapons and technologies to operate. Silver is used in a lot of shit. Smartphones have got a lot of, like, silver and shit in it for the technology. So, hey man, with that, Lord willing, we just stay on the watch, keep our eye on the prize, which is the kingdom, because that's the ultimate prize. And these are things leading up to the kingdom. But I could say World War III, this is a major starting point for World War III. You know, because wars had a different turning points and different peaks or whatever. I would say, you asked me, I would say this is definitely a major turning point. So with that, man, to the next one, I'm go. Shalom.